So today I want to show you two little piece of junk keyboards. This is the Yamaha PSS30. Now this belonged to my wife when she was a kid, and it's been in the family ever since, and some of the keys have yellowed, but it still works. Now this is the PSS 130, and my wife picked this up recently at a flea market for $1. Okay, so these were made in the 1980s, and these were very cheap kids' toys. Now, I can't put an exact date on them because I'm seeing conflicting information, anything from 1982 to 87, so I don't know exactly how old they are. Now, the keyboards look very different, but it might surprise you to find out they're actually the exact same keyboard on the inside. If you take a look inside, you'll see this thing is surprisingly bare. It has a single chip that runs the whole keyboard. It's the YM2410. Both keyboards have the same chip. Both have the exact same buttons, same instruments and rhythms, and even have the same crappy demo tune. So let's take a look at just how crappy these things are, and let me see if there's some kind of music I might be able to create with one of them. Let's start with the synthesizer chip. It can only produce square waves. It has 3 voices plus drums, and it has 2-note polyphony. Now that might seem a bit strange, but let me show you how that works. When playing the keyboard, you can only play 2 notes simultaneously. However, if you use the record function, you can record a little tune, but it will only allow a single note at a time. When you play back the tune, you can still use 2 notes, giving you a total of 3. The capabilities of this chip are very similar to the sound chip used in the Tandy 1000, the Sega Master System, Sega Genesis, IBM PC Junior, and the TI-99A, among others. So I wanted to take on the challenge of creating some music on one of these things, but they both suffer from the same problem. There's no headphone or line output jack on the back. Nothing for me to record from. All it has is this power port. I refuse to record using a microphone, so I decided to add my own output jack. I just drilled a hole and then mounted my own. Now, this was very quick and dirty hack using parts I already had lying around. I just soldered the wires straight to the existing speaker. If I wanted to do this right, I would have probably added a resistor to lower the signal some, and maybe even a capacitor for some extra safety. But I don't really plan on using this thing a whole lot. Anyway, the modification turned out fine. So I put together this little song. I'm calling it Square Wave Delight. And let me show you what instruments I'm going to use in it. For the drums, I just used the built-in Pops rhythm. For the bass, I'm using the guitar instrument. It doesn't sound much like a guitar, but it's the only instrument that really gives any sort of bass sound. And I also used the violin and the xylophone and the clarinet. Okay, so this is what I came up with. So I created that song specifically to take advantage of the strengths, what little strengths it has, of this particular keyboard. Although I've been thinking about maybe developing the song a little further on a more capable keyboard. I might have to change the name away from Square Wave Delight, though. I would go ahead and suggest that anyone looking for a vintage keyboard probably stay away from these two models unless they find them dirt cheap like I did. And as always, if you want to listen to the song without hearing me blab on about it, there is a link to my SoundCloud channel down in the description field. See you next time.